Hi, this is Barrett Powell. I'm the broker owner and broker in charge of RE/MAX Southern Advantage. As an ex-HP and IBMer, when I came into the real estate business, I immediately started looking at some of the things that we were all doing and asking myself, is there a better way to do it leveraging technology? One of those things was our file rooms. You know, knowing that in some instances we have to keep contracts and data for anywhere from 3 to 5 years for our local real estate commissions, longer for legal purposes. I realized that I had a lot of money tied up in my file room where I keep all of my contracts and files. And I began looking for some type of file management or document management system that could take me to a paperless sort of system and help me save lots of money. When I started looking, I knew that I didn't want anything that was proprietary in nature. I didn't want to be locked into any one company or technology. It had to be easy to use, and it had to be relatively inexpensive. I mean, some of these systems can cost, you know, thousands of dollars. So when I went looking, I was not able to find anything, and so I decided, leveraging my background with HP and IBM, to start looking at public domain applications. These are free applications that are released to the public by commercial companies, and they're released because these companies want other people to help develop and extend the product and extend the application to things like other languages, other countries, or, you know, new capabilities. One such product was KnowledgeTree, which is a document management system, and so I started looking at KnowledgeTree and working with it about 2 years ago, and the culmination was something that I call a real estate file room, virtual file room. And I've set the system up to be simple to use, to work with real estate agents and firms, and to understand real estate technology, but it's very powerful, very easy system to use. It leverages or uses file folder terminology. So if you're familiar with Microsoft Windows, you're already using file folders and files within those folders. And so navigating the file folders is very simple. You just click on the file name or the folder, and you go within that folder, and then for instance, within the file room folder there are subfolders, and in this case our listing type. So it replicates my file room. So within my file room I have cabinets and drawers that are labeled active listings, buyer representation, closed listings, expireds, pendings, rentals, withdrawn, etc. So let's just show how easy it is to add a folder. I'm going to click on active listings, and under active listings I've got commercial improved, unimproved, land, and residential. I want to add a new residential client under my active folder. And so what I'm going to do is click on add a folder within the file, and I'm going to add a folder, and I'm going to call it Jones, J-O-N-E-S. That's the person's last name, if I can spell, and first name Bill. And let's say that Bill's address is 144 Johnson Street, and that's in Pittsburgh. And I'm just setting up this file folder name. You can do it however you want to name your naming convention is, and for your office it doesn't matter. Just so you name it and be consistent is the main thing. So I'm going to add that folder to the system, and now I'm ready to start uploading files to that particular client's folder. And I can either upload the files through what's called a bulk upload, where I can click multiple files. Let me just do a single file upload just to show you how the system works and how easy it is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to browse, and I'm going to pick, let's say this RE/MAX letter, for instance, is part of my contract. And notice that it puts RE/MAX letter in here as my, it automatically defaults to the file's name. And what document type? You can have multiple document types in here. I've got a couple. You could have, for instance, in addition to a real estate document type, you could have company financials, whatever types of documents you want to use. But when I click on add, based on that document type, it's going to ask me a couple of questions about this document that kind of help me find the document and later on. I've got an area up here where I can key in some, type in some keywords if I want to use keywords, or I simply use some of these drop downs. And so what's the status of the property? It's active. What's the document type? Let's say it's a property document. And is it commercial, land? Let's say it's residential. And I can also key in things. These are all optional. I can key in things like the property nickname, if you know the property by nickname, the seller's name, the buyer's name, property address. These are all optional, just to add additional information to the file. So I'm just going to say save document. And so that now puts the that file up in the system, and you can have any type of file in the system. You don't just have to have PDF files. This happened to be a PDF. It could be a Word document. It could be an Excel file. It doesn't matter. Any type of file. The system actually understands what type of file it is, and it'll automatically load the appropriate file or the appropriate program to view the file or work with it later on. So here we've got that file in here. Here's the date it was created. If I go back in and modify the file, it'll update the date for the modification. It tells me who the creator is, which in this case would be the broker or the owner of that file. And then over here is something called workflow, which we'll talk about later in a future demo. But workflow is a way of leveraging controls within a system, so that if I want to have junior salespeople who maybe need some oversight, this is a way that I can have oversight on them. So when they add a file to the system, it would send me a note and say, I need to check the file and mark it for approved or not approved. And so it's just a way of controlling and understanding what the status is of a file for like a junior member or somebody I would need to have access over. So later on, I've got that file in there. So now later on, let's say a few months later, I need to go get that file, but for some reason I cannot remember. I can either browse through just like I did using the folder browse, or I can simply click over here and type in whatever it is I know about the file. Like I think the last name might have been Jones, and the system's going to go out there and do a search on the entire system, and it's going to find any and all files that I have the permission to view, and it's going to bring this back to me. So for instance, here's that RE/MAX letter I just uploaded into the Jones file. So it's that easy to later go back and find the files, and at this point I can click on it and view it. I can, if I have permission to do so, I can delete the file. I can also move the file. I can copy it, or I can check it out. So a number of things I can do with the file once I've found it. So that's just a quick overview of the system. Obviously it has administrative capability, so I can add additional users, add permissions. Very powerful to use, but yet very simple to operate. So please contact me, Barrett Powell, if you'd like more information on how to set the system up for your office. Again, it's based on free technology, so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.